Well, the Trans-Pacific Partnership is not really a partnership of equals, and it's not really about trade. A lot of the chapters are actually about giving greater monopoly rights to international corporations that already have monopoly rights and global market power, like the pharmaceutical companies, Hollywood, the IT industry, and in fact most global corporations who under the TPP will have the right to sue governments over changes in laws that harm their investment.
The TPP acts to extend, deepen, strengthen the rights of intellectual property, of patent holders in pharmaceuticals, which are essentially the big brand name pharmaceutical companies, to have a monopoly over the essential medicines that they produce. And often these medicines are life-saving medicines. That means it's harder for governments to regulate, to help introduce the generic medicines, which are the cheaper copies, and that competition reduce prices, which means that more people can access the life-saving medicines they need.
The impact of the TPP on copyright in particular, and internet policy more generally, can be summed up, I think, in 3 words: unbalanced, inflexible, and outdated. Now, these are not words that I would like to be using when thinking about rules that are meant to set an international framework for innovation policy for now and many years into the future. The TPP was meant to be a 21st century agreement. But the copyright rules in Chapter 18 were written mostly in the mid-1990s or earlier, so in the prehistoric era, as you might call it, of the mainstream internet. That's right, BG, before Google, and before YouTube, and Facebook, and Twitter, and Instagram, and many other of today's technologies. What we have is a 20th century text, setting the rules for 21st century technologies.
TPP chapter has fallen well short of an ideal and strong labour rights chapter. As I said, enforceability is with air quotes around it. It's not as enforceable as, for example, ISDS provisions typically are. Funny about that, isn't it? The labour rights chapter in TPP is very similar, and one could conclude based on the chapter in the Australia-US FTA. It's largely a statement of principles. Countries sign up to these broad principles, but then what sits behind it really lacks teeth and lacks meat on the bone.